Hey you guys, so it's your girl Vicky here, and I'm super excited to be back on the cam. Literally haven't made a video all year, so this is my first video of 2020, and as you can see by my title, we have some pretty exciting news. I am pregnant and I am with child. So this is our first baby. This is our first child. Me and my husband, we are so super excited, and just we're ready to share. So this video is it's basically going to be about like my first trimester. I'm 18 weeks and 3 days today, and so that's super exciting. So I'm well into the second trimester, but I just want to give a recap on my first trimester just so we have like some keepsakes and like, you know, something that we could just go back to and reference to during these times. So I'm super excited to share. I'm going to try to make this video not too long, but share our story and just give you kind of some symptoms, some updates if you're 18 weeks, 3 days, and just a little bit about the first trimester. Every pregnancy is different, and yeah, I'm just super excited to be a mom. I'm super excited to just bring this little one into the world. We love him or her so very much, and so I'm just gonna get straight into it. So our story. So I'll start off with our story. Last year, my husband came to me and basically said, you know what, I'm ready to start a family. Like, I really do want a child. I think that we are ready. I think that we could do this. And at the time, I was like, I don't know. I was a little bit nervous about it. That was at the beginning of the year. And just a little backdrop on me. I am a plus size girl, so I'm not like the skinniest one. I'm not, you know, a small girl. So I'm pretty fluffy. But you know, in the past, I've had irregular periods pretty much my whole life. Oh, TMI, if you don't want to hear some of this stuff, it's really for the ladies, but the guys can watch it too. But just want to warn you. So I have had irregular periods pretty much the majority of my life since I started a cycle. And I was diagnosed with PCOS. So, you know, they say basically with irregular periods, with PCOS, it's difficult to conceive. If you don't have your period, that means you're not ovulating. If you're not ovulating, how are you gonna conceive and get pregnant, you know? So sometimes that would be a little bit discouraging. I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna happen, but we'll see, you know? So last year, I go to my OBGYN, and she knows about my PCOS and my irregular period. So at this time, even though we weren't like trying to have a baby or anything like that, she's like, I really want to prescribe you Provera. Provera is a medicine. Basically, it'll basically get my period to come every monthly. If you know me, I'm not really a medicine type of person. Like, if I don't have to take it, then I don't really want to, you know? And so every single time I would come back to the doctor, and she would tell me, once you take the Provera, be careful, because a lot of people, they get on it and they end up getting pregnant. But I never took it. I never got my prescription from CVS. And so every single time I would come back to the doctor, she'd be like, so how's the Provera? And I'm like, oh, well, I never got it. I didn't start taking it. She'd be like, oh, Victoria, you know, you need to take it. You need to take it. This is not whatever. Anyways, never really took it. And so I just want to encourage you guys, or, you know, you women who may have PCOS or may have irregular periods, like, you can still conceive, like, even with all of those things, because our God, like, that we serve, he could do anything pretty much. Anyways, so a couple months later, I guess we'll fast forward, in 2019, that's when we decided, we were like, okay, let's pray about it. We prayed about it, and then we got the go. So once we got the go, like, we're speaking this child into existence, we're trying, doing the whole shebang, but for months, like, nothing. Like, I have a whole bunch of tests in the bathroom, and like a Ziploc bag is just no. So I was like, you know what, let's just, like, we decided we're not even gonna try. We're like, you know what, we're 27, we could wait until we're 30, like, let's not stress about it, you know, maybe I do need to get on the Provera, maybe, you know, but we'll worry about it at a later time. Like, so we stopped trying, we stopped stressing about it, all of that good stuff. A little thirsty. Okay, so we stopped trying. Anyway, so let's say that was more towards the end of the year. last year. Anyways, let's go into 2020. It's a brand new year. It's 2020. It's supposed to be a great year. My year started off horrible. I've never gotten the flu, and I had the flu. I had gotten the flu the first week in January, and hopefully it wasn't that Rona, but they said it was the flu type B. So I was out of there. I literally thought I was gonna die. I was in so much pain. I just felt really horrible. I went to the Minute Clinic. They gave me my medicine, the Tamiflu for the flu, all of that good stuff. And you know, I knew I was out of work for like a week, but I knew that I started getting better. So I felt better, but I still didn't feel good. Like something was still wrong. Like my symptoms for the flu, that was getting better, but I still didn't feel like myself. I still felt sick. I'm like, what is wrong with your girl? Like, I don't understand, you know? And mind you this, like, me and Randall basically had stopped trying probably like a month or so prior to. So we were just like, okay. So I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I still don't feel good. I was like, let me take a pregnancy test. Even though I hadn't taken one in a while, I was just like, let me just try it, even though I know it's gonna say no. I don't know, you know? So anyways, it was one Sunday morning before church. I was like, let me just take it. So I took it, and lo and behold, 2 lines popped up, and I was like, oh no, like, oh my gosh, like I was just so shooketh and like just like really surprised, because remind you this, like we were trying, and I have like a whole bunch of pregnancy tests that just say no. So I was like, and then, you know, we've changed our mind on this thing. We were like, we could wait. I was like, no way. So Randall, I was like, Randall, because I like literally was in the bathroom and I couldn't breathe. Like I literally couldn't breathe. Randall came over. I was like, babe, look. He was like, 2 lines. I was like, I think I'm pregnant. And he was like, whoa, is that right? Like, is that right? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I could take another one, but I think it's right. And so took another one, same thing, 2 lines. And I was like mixed with emotion. So I was happy, but then I was like crying, because like in my mind, I had my plans. I was like, oh, well, we were going to wait anyways. And so I just felt like, I wasn't sad, but I didn't know how to feel. It was just so much going on. And I was like, but like, and this is the child that we prayed for too. And the fact that we had stopped trying, we were like, wow, like, in my mind, like, God must really want this child to be here, because, you know, we just stopped trying. We didn't, you know. So at the last minute, he was like, no, let me slip this baby in here. So I was just like, wow. And you could tell Randall was so happy. Like he wasn't trying to be too happy. I could tell he was trying to cover it up, you know, just to console me and like be there for me during that time. But I know he was like so happy. And so I was happy, but I was just like, OMG, like everything is about to change, like for real now. And so yeah, so I'm on the praise and worship team that day. I literally, like, I was nervous and excited. And yeah, I just literally praised the Lord and just worshiped him and like told him thank you, because in so many outlets they'll tell you like, no, it's going to be difficult for you, or it's going to be hard, and then it wasn't happening. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know. And then when I least expected it, he made it happen. So he brought this baby to life. So I was just like super grateful, super thankful. Anyways, we told like our close friends and family first before we announced it. We took pictures at home. I could probably insert one in the video to announce it to the world. We posted on Instagram and Facebook, so that was fun, that was cool. And we just took the pictures ourselves at home, so that was cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much like our story and how that went about. I'm going to fast forward into my first trimester symptoms. So I feel like my first trimester wasn't the best. Every pregnancy is totally different. So there's some moms who don't have any morning sickness, they don't have any pain. Then there's other moms who probably had it worse than me. And like, so every pregnancy is different, but you know, kudos to you, mommy or mommy to be, because it's all beautiful. You know what I mean? It's just so beautiful. Anyways, so I wrote down a couple of notes, so if you see me looking, that's why. But morning sickness, so I had morning sickness, afternoon sickness, night sickness. I had it all. So I mean, there was some meals that I just could not stomach. It tasted good, but just could not stomach. Would throw it up. In the morning time, it was so hard for me to brush my teeth. Like I would just gag, and like it was just really difficult. And like I would throw up that yellow stuff. I believe it's acid from your stomach and stuff like that, but it was just really bad. And like still it is a little bit, but it's gotten so much better now that I'm in the second trimester. So it gets better, and so they tell you it gets better, but mine is actually getting better. Still there, but it's better. So yeah, so morning sickness, definitely. Tired is not even the word. Second, I was so tired. I was exhausted the first trimester. Like, I didn't have energy to do anything. And that would make me feel a little bit less of a person, less of a woman. I'm a very energetic, happy, like, going person, but my hormones were just like pretty much all over the place. And I was literally so exhausted. I would come to work, eat, and literally just go to sleep. So I was so tired, exhausted, and it's probably just because of the hormones and all that good stuff. So yeah, morning sickness, exhaustion, pain, and like just soreness. And that kind of happened more towards the end of my first trimester. And now definitely in my second, my legs get super sore, my back, and all of that good stuff. And I think I have that pelvic girdle pain. There's times where like I get up and like I lose like all muscle control. Like it's super weird and it hurts, and sometimes there's cramps down there. Oh my gosh, they hurt so bad. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens often. So with the soreness of muscle, I actually bought this magnesium oil from Amazon. My sister told me about it. You're just supposed to spray it on you, let your husband rub it in your calves and your legs, and it actually does help because we do need magnesium for sure. So that helps. And I actually have a yoga mat, or I don't do yoga, but that's what they call it on the thing. So a little stretching mat. But shout out to Jaleesa, so thank you for that. So I've literally been stretching. I try to stretch every morning, every night, and just try to take, me and Randall, since we've been quarantined, you know, we've been trying to take walks outside. The weather's getting nice, better, so we try to take walks outside, all that good stuff, to just get my body going and stretching and all of that good stuff. So yeah, morning sickness, exhaustion, soreness in the legs. I told you about the cervical girdle pain. Oh, and for that, I actually did on Amazon, I got a maternity belt. Really, I don't think it's gonna come in use right now because I'm still not that big. Like, I don't have, like, you know, the big stomach so it can carry. But I think probably like within the next month or so, this may come into handy. So basically there's like two parts to it. It's like a lot of Velcro. This part is for like the back. I'm not gonna get too much into it. This part's for the front, but it basically helps out a lot. This is the picture. So this is kind of how it looks. So basically it just supports that belly and helps support your back and all of that good stuff. So I think that'll come to use a little bit later, but I did buy that. And another exciting thing is I started Chiropractic Care. So I'm super excited about that because they say, so I go see my normal OBGYN doctor. Now I'm seeing a chiropractor because I hear it's really good. So far, so good. I'm not a high-risk pregnancy. And yeah, I'm planning on having a vaginal birth, so I don't know if it's gonna be medicated or not though. We'll see what happens. So I really have a low tolerance to pain, so probably so, and that's okay. but we're gonna see, but you never know what may happen. So I'm seeing a chiropractor, and they say it's supposed to really help just like in the midst of your pregnancy, because you know, all the woes, the back pains, all that good stuff. So it's supposed to help for that, and it's supposed to help for labor and delivery, because it basically, that, you know, it helps open you up and stuff like that, so the baby could just come like smooth out. So they say it's supposed to help there as well too. So I actually went to my first appointment like the other day, and it was really, really cool. I didn't think I was gonna get adjusted. I thought it was just gonna be consultation type of stuff, but he's like, guess what? Since you're prenatal, you get your first adjustment today. I was like, woo! So it was super cool. He cracks some things, my legs, my back, my neck, and all that good stuff. And my mom was like, were you scared? And I was like, no. So it felt really good. I felt really better even just after the first adjustment. So I'm doing that. And also, like, my boobs have been hurting so bad. I can't really lay on my stomach anymore now that I'm getting into my second trimester. It just doesn't feel as comfortable, but my boobs have been hurting super bad, and so my nipples are like really like tender and sore. So they say this lanolin cream is like really good for that. Typically moms use it after the baby is born and when the baby is breastfeeding, but they say you can use it even before, like if you're experienced that soreness and stuff. I tried it for the first time last night. It worked. I think it worked pretty good. I think it definitely did help, but I need to keep on using it to like let you guys know for sure how that worked out. And just me not sleeping good at night, and my last but not least, me not sleeping good at night and me having to use the restroom. I think my baby is sitting really low. Every single time I go to the doctor, you could tell that the baby is like really low, and so I guess that baby is just on my bladder. But I literally get up like 4 times a night like to use the restroom, and I'm just like, I'm just so over it. But you know what, that's just the woes of motherhood and pregnancy, so it's all good. But yeah, so I use the restroom so much, so that caused me to wake up a lot in the middle of the night. There's some nights where I'm just a little bit restless, you know, but for the most part, like, it's going good, like it's going great. You do have to be careful with your bladder. Like, I've sneezed before and peed on myself already. People are like, that's already happening to you? And I'm like, yes, it is. Sorry for the light. I have natural light going on and my blinds are open. So yeah, anywho, but yeah, so definitely your bladder and sleep at night, that kind of definitely gets interrupted for sure. But yeah, those are pretty much my symptoms. I got to show y'all little things that I bought to help me. But other than that, like, that's pretty much what's kind of been going on in my pregnancy world. And we're super excited. We're loving it so far. I mean, I'm not a big fan of pregnancy. I will be honest, that's just me, but it's such a beautiful thing. And I try not to be hard on myself because I'm like, Victoria, you're making a whole human being. God is allowing you to make a whole human being. So don't be so hard on yourself. But me and Randall, we're just super thankful. We're thankful for, like, you know, for just all the love and all the support and all of the excitement. People that are like texting me and checking on me. Like, I appreciate that so much. My husband, and my husband actually has been so freaking amazing, y'all. Overall, like, I have to give him kudos. Like, he's literally been amazing and has been putting up with me, and I try to make it so easy on him for the most part. But you know, sometimes us pregnant women, we can be a little bit needy, and he's just been there. He's been supportive. He's been so helpful, and he's been loving on me and loving on the baby. He loves singing to the baby. He loves BBCC Winans. My husband's super old school, so our song for our baby is Love Bang by BB Winans. So it's pretty cool. So Randall's always singing to the baby, and he, like, every single time he leaves, he gives me a kiss. He gives the baby a kiss on my tummy. He's really sweet, and he's super excited. And so I'm so thankful for my husband. Babe, I know you're gonna watch it, and I love you, and I thank you for everything. My sister, she has literally, I have a niece, and so my little Bricky Brick, and she was just born last year. So my sister has blessed me and my husband with so many good things and items to use, and neutral, you know, gender items to use for the baby, like bassinet. She gave us the baby Breeza and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm super thankful for her. My best friend, I wasn't gonna have a gender reveal, but then, you know, she encouraged me to. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. So we're gonna have a virtual gender reveal. So it'll be on Facebook Live and all that good stuff. So we're super excited about that. So I'm sure y'all will hear or see some things about that. What else? I'm trying to think. But we're just super excited for this little baby boy or baby girl. We have names already picked out, if it's a boy or if it's a girl. We're not going to share that yet, but we do. So we're just super excited. As this process goes on, like I said, I may not be able to shoot every week, but I will definitely shoot like at least once a trimester, and just, you know, it's just for our keepsakes, and maybe we're going to be able to encourage a mama out there, you know, just to encourage you and just to update you, maybe some of the things that I'm dealing with, you're dealing with. So yeah, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, just so you can keep and stay updated. I plan on recording way more than I was before. Yeah, like the video too if you like it. Give it a thumbs up. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I love you all so very much. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Mwah.